Guys, we have some explosive XRP news to talk about right now. So we will be breaking down the recent price action of this crypto. It had an absolutely epic run in the last 24 hours. I want to talk to you guys about the long-term price prediction of XRP. So where can it go long-term? What am I looking for? And what are the two ways I'm going to be making a lot of money out of XRP? I'll be breaking that down in today's video. So if you guys enjoy XRP updates, staying up to date with the most important stuff, and also some very important macro news will break down in this video. Make sure to like, make sure to follow, make sure to subscribe as well. And guys, let's get straight into this video. So you can see XRP in the last couple of weeks, it's been running super hot. It's been super hot indeed. So you can see we have run up from around back from this zone 6th of May to all the way recently. We got up to about $2.65. So that has been a 27.58% run. And we had a nice little blitz yesterday, so just running rampant, and it was actually one of the top performing cryptos yesterday, running from around the $2.30 level all the way up to the $2.65 level right there. And I'd have to say, look, things right now for XRP, it's exciting. So the market is actually super exciting. Today there has been a slight cool off with the crypto prices. But having said that, you know, XRP is really starting to wake up currently. Yesterday, XRP actually surpassed the market capitalization of USDT. $3 could be a potential short-term target. I'll explain to you guys why I think, you know, it could get there, what would need to happen if we're going to get to $3. But right now, there's a lot of interest coming into XRP. It's bouncing super nice. And, you know, one thing we need to look out for that's going to boost up the XRP price is also what's happening with Bitcoin. So just recently, there has been a huge rush in Bitcoin. There's been a rush in Pepe. There's been a rush in other cryptos out there. And this is exactly what crypto investing is all about. So, you know, we want to be in the market. We want to be positioned right now where these explosive moves are taking place. So you can actually see with the Bitcoin price, you know, we've run all the way from $93,000 back at the start of the month, roughly, to a high of around, you know, $105,000. So we are really starting to push. There has been a slight cool off just recently. So yes, the crypto market kind of front run the stock market yesterday. But, you know, when we're thinking about Bitcoin, when we're thinking about XRP, you know, you do have to have a long-term mindset. So I think, look, there's going to be two strategies you can make a lot of money out of crypto and XRP. First strategy, I think, is going to be a classic, you know, buy and hold. So with Bitcoin, you know, one thing that's true is it just keeps appreciating, you know, in price over the long term. I think XRP, this crypto, you know, if this one really gets adoption over the long term, that's where I think a lot of people are going to get massively rewarded. My thesis is still going to remain the same for XRP though. So what do I mean by that? So I don't think, you know, we're going to jump to, you know, $50 or $100 just by magic. I think those big numbers potentially for XRP, they're going to have to come time to some type of business deal. Brad's going to have to come together with the central bank and, you know, the high finance markets out there. So really, XRP, I see this as a utility crypto. I see it as a business crypto. I see it as, you know, this cryptocurrency that, you know, it's going to provide a role in the financial markets. And if it does get adopted, right, it does get fully adopted, this is where, you know, it can just potentially be a game changer. So we do know, look, Web2 companies out there, Visa, MasterCard, you know, they've had a pretty good run, but, you know, can XRP, can Ripple really provide something different to the financial markets that we've never seen before? So I do think, look, it's going to be a long-term play. And this is where, you know, you potentially could get those really, really big, you know, price moves for XRP. So yes, we could run to $3. Am I super excited for $3 XRP? Look, I think it's okay, but it's not something that's going to be a game changer for me. I want to see like, you know, a $50 XRP or a $100 XRP or even higher than that. I'd be very happy with that. But having said that, in the short term, what you're going to find with XRP, especially if you're trading crypto, and I want to show you guys some patterns, you know, you can definitely make some money short term. I would say longing XRP in this crypto market. So you're going to see different little waves pop up right here. And this is something, you know, I am doing actively in the crypto market right now, is we are starting to see some nice momentum, bullish momentum. And especially when, you know, if you look down the bottom, this indicator right here, stochastic RSI, When that is really low and it's dipping below these lines, this is potentially some really good short-term buy zones for XRP. Again, not financial advice, but this is just something I'm doing in the short term right here to make some quick profits on this crypto. So I think, we're in a bull run right now, so I'm not shorting XRP at all. But what I am looking for in terms of price action is these nice little windows, and you can actually see them play out very nicely. So if you look at this stochastic RSI right here on TradingView, and you look for when it bottoms out. So down here is a nice entry point into XRP. Right here as well is a nice entry point. And you can see, even if you enter into some of these positions with a little bit of leverage, you can make some really nice money off these entry points right here. You can see it happen here as well. So another window kicking up. And then you can see it go into overbought territory here, and then it retraces. But then, once it hits and bottoms out down the bottom here, you can make some good gains when it kind of runs back up. So, XRP at the moment, it actually bottomed just recently. This is called like fast trading, day trading. But you can see down the bottom here, this zone, it actually touched a very low level on the stochastic RSI. And that little window right there, another very nice profitable long position for XRP. So I think there's plenty of opportunities that are kind of opening up in the crypto market. And they're going to be my two, types of moves to making money on XRP. So I'm going to hold it for the long term. And what I'm thinking about that is, I want Brad to, bring it home for the community, bring it home for XRP and the army and make us a ton of money. But also in the short term, I'm going to be looking for these, these moves on the XRP price action to make me some money in the short term as well. So some nice, low leverage, long positions. And that's going to be my strategy on XRP. So if you guys enjoy making money, trading crypto, or even staying up to date with, XRP, make sure to follow this channel, because that's what we're going to be talking about on this channel right here. And look, at the same time, crypto did cool off in the last, 12 hours, 24 hours, but, there's a lot of really good stuff coming out right now. So we've had some really nice macro things, because we could get a Ukraine-Russia peace resolution potentially on the cards. Goldman Sachs is reducing its recession odds to 35%. Coinbase has joined the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has been absolutely pumping. It's went up 2.2 trillion. And look, I just think right now we might potentially be entering into a bit of quantitative easing coming up. So I wouldn't be surprised in June if the Federal Reserve does cut the interest rates. And what that tends to do is it makes money cheaper, so companies can be more profitable, and it's another further pump up of further pump up of the stock market, and it's also another further pumping up of crypto. So I think there's a lot of good. We're actually in a great position right now in the crypto market. And I think staying up to date is going to be important, but you also have to watch out for black swan events and things like that. But I have to say, a lot of really good macro moves, XRP price looking really strong, and we're going to see where this one goes. So potentially $3 could be a nice short-term target. But having said that, just watch out for these little windows of money basically in the crypto market. They're going to pop up. You pay attention, you can make some good money off that. And if you guys do want to make some good money, make sure to check out the channel partners in the description of this video. So Bitfinex, Blowfin, Bytefy, you can trade on them. I trade on all those crypto exchanges, and you can make lots and lots of money. But guys, I hope you're tracking well. Really appreciate you tuning into this video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next XRP update. Crypto Zeus signing out.